What was your I do not belong here moment? Swinger party in SoCal back in 2005, my GF. And I had been invited through a couple we met, and they said it was cool to just watch and can leave at any time. We were curious and open to the idea. We had a good time meeting everyone, about 20 people. But slowly people started having sex and it was a bit too much. The woman who invited us was sucking the guys off and making a ton of noise. Her husband was sucking a guy off on the couch. Two couples were doing coke in the kitchen and fucking each other. Just watching seemed not really an option. So we left. A bit too extreme for a first intro. When I was going to make the transition from middle to high school, we had a lot of people coming by to tell us about different activities we could do in high school. For some reason, the one about the color guard sounded appealing to me. So me and my friend decided to try out. Yeah. We showed up at auditions, saw the moves they were expecting us to do and immediately noped out. Not sure why we even thought we were gonna make it in the first place, considering neither of us had ever actually done anything like it before. Playing drums in a semi-professional band. I think they let me join because I was reliable, showed up on time, and every time. Didn't cause any drama, actually learn the songs instead of winging it. Besides being able to hold a beat, I'm a super no-frills drummer and was in way over my head. The main guy had connections, and we played at Rocker Room and Hotel Utah in SF. Cool. But then we played at some place in San Jose in front of like 500 people. That was my do not belong here moment for me and I quit. I got dragged to a competition by a teacher at school who liked me. I expected it to be an actual competition by the name of it and everything. Nope, it was all about Christianity. And I'm an agnostic. So it was just me sitting there being like, what, when I was told what I had to do? I think it was 32 minutes into the speech about how the gospel would decide our life that I thought I should have just kept sleeping this morning. For me it was just college. I hated high schools so much. I could not stand going to classes, especially in my senior year. I only went for 1.5 semester. And then I started working as a DAR and AM now in an EFDA program. The difference now is that I'm actually learning about stuff that I find interesting, and I don't have to sit through to our long, boring classes that make me go insane. For context, I work in a hospital and understand medical science. In Colorado, which leaned red during the pandemic, and there was fucktards everywhere not wearing a mask, or had a mask with their nose sticking out, ignoring signs everywhere requiring masks in businesses. I don't belong around stupid, selfish, and shitty people. Honestly, as soon as I got accepted into vet school, we had to go through a bunch of tests to see if we made the cut. And for months after I got accepted and was doing the professional phase of the vet course, I was just waiting to get kicked out. I couldn't believe that I made the cut. Apparently, it's very common in my course. They even gave us a whole talk on imposter syndrome. Sophomore year high school, half of the football team passed around a single girl in the garage at a house party. All unprotected. And I'm not talking helmet and pads. Most finished inside her within a few pumps and in multiple holes. I did watch, but didn't partake. I felt so bad for her because she was tiny. But it looked like she enjoyed it. You're a champ, Mel. I'm in my 30s, spent a day out in town with my wife. We had a great dinner, went out for a drink, then decided to hit one last bar before heading to our hotel. Walked into the bar and felt so old. It felt like Kay was in a room full of hyped-up toddlers. It sucks because not too long ago I was a hyped-up toddler enjoying my vodka sodas. Now I do not belong. My 40th high school reunion, I was surrounded by old and decrepit folks, and the list of our deceased classmates was breathtakingly long. I was in the best shape of my life at the time, and had recently won my age group in a marathon. I'm politically independent and somewhat liberal, but was surrounded by an auditorium full of red hat conservatives. Years ago, a girl asked me if I wanted to go to a burlesque show. I was like, hell yeah. The burlesque show was in a satanic temple. I'm not anti-Satanist or anything, but the place was just weird. It was like in an office building they converted into a temple. Also based off how everyone else was dressed, I did not fit in. In college, my roommate was in our school's chapter of Young Republicans. She convinced me to go to a mixer with other young Republicans from local chapters. I didn't know much about politics then, but within 30 minutes I clearly understood I was not a Republican. Anytime I was at an annual meeting for store managers when I was a store manager, I did that for a few years. While I enjoyed it at times, it didn't end up being for me. I just don't have the personality for it, and it didn't give me a good work-life balance. Great, and they was nice when it came to me solving their homeworks or helping them out. I opened my eyes when I realized they even invited me to one of their shopping sprees. So I wasn't belong there. Finding out I'm afraid of heights while at a job cleaning windows. I still work there, and I'm limited to 2-piece ladders 10 to 15 feet in the air. Luckily my coworkers are fine with doing anything higher. When I went to visit someone and they told me I had a hole in my sock, because as Staten used to say, "Why you're not welcome in torn socks. You don't come in whole socks." Just me my entire stay in a psych ward. Once the medication that caused my admission wore off, I was just like, great, it was the medication after all, and now I'm stuck here. I have had an anxiety. Recently turned 19, my friend brought me to a club where I basically sat in the corner. It felt like a school dance. When I realized that I'm not good at anything, I don't fit to any people, not even my family, and feel like I'm an alien more than human. When I had my first baby, got to question my ability, or even thoughts that I could do this. Much better to ND time. Traveling to a new environment without proper understanding of their language.